Are you alright? Well, I mean, he was always a bit of a funny geezer, that Tommy Wilson. I mean, I didn't know him all that well. I mean, I didn't know him to speak to so much because, well, I never spoke to him. But I did know him because he lived upstairs in Mrs. Warren's place. Mrs. Warren, she's got the one on the landing above me, see? As always done. And she's always lived there. And the thing was that when Tommy Wilson got out, she put him up for a bit, you know, till he found himself and got himself on his feet again. Because she's got this bird, you see, that she looks after. She said to him, "Come and stay with me, free of charge, and you can help me look after my bird." So old Tommy Wilson, he said, after he's done his bird, he went and looked after her bird. See. Anyway, he stayed with her for a little bit. And I heard about him from her, although I never spoke to him myself much. I never had much to do with him, like, I never really spoke to him, so I didn't really know him as such, but she did tell me things about him, you know, and it struck me like, he's a bit sort of like slightly odd, you know. Well, I don't know whether it was the bird that done it to him, because I've been in jail, you know, like, but anyway, he got out and he stayed with her, and it was all right, you know, she got on well with him, because she's a really understanding type of person, Mrs. Warren, because she's got this bird that she looks after, and she's a really understanding type of person. Anyway, to cut a long story short, I'm in the cafe one day, right, having a cup of tea, and I'm reading the paper. All right, I'm sitting there with my cup of tea, reading the paper. Anyway, this Tommy Wilson, and I know him by sight, you know, I haven't spoken to him. I've never spoken to him, you know, at this point in time. I never spoke to him. He comes in the cafe, see, and he stands in the doorway, right, and I see him there. I clock him out of the corner of my eye. I see him standing there. And then after a few minutes, I see he's clocked me, right, and I think, hello. And he starts coming over, you know, like weaving his way between the tables, like there's no doubt about where he's headed, what direction he's headed in. And he arrives at my table where I'm sitting, you know, just drinking my tea and reading my paper, right? And he stands at the table and then he puts his elbows on the table like this and he looks me in the eye. And he says, "How are you, mate? Are you all right?" So I says, "Yeah, I'm all right." He says, "Oh, that's really good. I'm glad you're all right then." So I says, "Yeah, I'm all right." So he says, "Listen, mate, can you do me a small favour?" So I thought, here it comes. He says, "Can I borrow your phone a minute?" I says, "What?" I says, "What?" He says, "I've got a problem, mate. Can I use your phone?" So I says, "What, do you think I've got my phone on me or something? Do you think I carry it around with me or something like that? My phone? Does he think I've got it on my... Does he think I've got it, like, in my person, like?" So I said that to him. I said, "Do you think I carry my phone around with me?" I said it to him just like that. "Are you serious?" I says, "Do you think I carry my phone around with me?" So he starts looking at me a bit funny at that point. I thought, oh, it's, you know, that's the bird that's done that to him. He's looking at me a bit funny like, you know. Hang on a sec. He's looking at me a bit strange. So I says, "Why are you looking at me like that?" He says, I says, "Listen, mate, are you serious? Are you serious? Listen, let's just suppose I carried my phone around with me. Let's just suppose I did that, eh? Let's just suppose I'm carrying my phone around with me, all right? Now let's just say I'm walking down the street with my phone in my hand. Let's just say that. And let's just say it starts to rain, eh? Raining. What's going to happen? What's going to happen? It's going to get wet, innit? It's going to get wet." But Tommy, you know, he doesn't seem to grasp this point to its full significance, if you see what I mean. He doesn't seem to get through to him quite what I'm trying to tell him. And he's just standing there looking at me like I'm a bit funny in the head or something. So I think, well, you know, what do I do now? So I says, all right, I says, all right. Listen, just suppose I'm carrying my phone with me. I've got it in my pocket. I've put it, let's say, in my hip pocket. Let's say I've put my phone in my hip pocket, right? You're with me. You got me. I've got my phone. I'm walking down the street, got my phone in my hip pocket, right? Now let's just say because the council hasn't been looking after the pavement properly. Let's just say there's a loose paving stone right in front of me, and let's just say I don't spot that loose paving stone. Like, I'm feeling a bit absent-minded, I'm not really focused on what I'm doing, I don't spot, and let's just say I trip. Let's just say, just for the sake of argument, because I'm not as young as I was, let's just say I trip on this paving stone, right? I trip on a paving stone, got the phone in my pocket, and let's just say then I fall over. I'm falling over, right? I've tripped on this paving stone, I'm falling over. Halfway down, I turn myself over. Turn myself over. You with me? Just so as to protect my face, like, you know, because I didn't want to land on my face. Let's just say I turn myself over in midair before landing, and then I land, and I land on my hip, right? Just like that, right there, right on my hip. That phone is going to get damaged, isn't it? I mean, it's going to get damaged, isn't it? There's no question about it. It's going to get damaged. So, of course, I haven't got my phone with me. It's at home, innit, where it belongs. So Tommy's just like standing there. He can't believe what he's hearing. For some reason, it doesn't seem to sink into him what I'm talking about. And he's looking at me like I just got off the bus or something. So I think, you know, what is this guy about, you know? Anyway, next thing I know, he's standing up in the cafe. He's looking around the cafe. He said in a loud voice, so that everybody in the cafe can hear him, "Anybody got a phone I can borrow for a minute?" Like he thinks he's talking to a room full of people, all got phones in their pockets or something. You know what I mean? That's the kind of bloke he is. I thought, how long's he been away, you know? Anyway, somebody actually has got a phone. They give him this phone and he uses it, right? He makes his phone call like that. And then he's standing there and he's turned and he's looked at me. Like, I live under Mrs. Warren, right? I'm a good friend of Mrs. Warren. He knows I know her. He knows that. That's how he come up to me like this. And he's standing there looking at me like I'm some kind of nutcase or something. Me. Listen, mate, listen, I says to him, listen to me. You don't know who I am, do you? You don't know who I am, you don't know what I've done in my life, you don't know who I am. Let me tell you something, I was the first person in the whole of England, the first person in like the United Kingdom, and like I think I might even have been the first person in the whole of the European Union to get one of these satellite navigation transplants done. Look, you can still see the scar. So he said, don't look at me like I don't know what's going on. I was one of the first persons to get that done. So he's looking at me, and I think I noticed a little bit more respect come into his look when I said that to him. A little bit more respect, you know what I mean? But he is a funny bloke, that Tommy. He is a funny bloke. Mrs. Warren told me some things about him that, well, not that he ever did her any harm or anything like that. It was nothing like that. He helped her with his ship, and he never touched or laid a hand on her. He never robbed her, nothing like that. But she said he's just got some like really funny habits. I'll tell you one thing he done. I'll tell you one thing about Tommy Wilson. This will make you think. That man, Tommy Wilson. Shall I tell you what? Shall I tell you what he does? You won't believe this. He puts tomato ketchup on his porridge.